one of the 4 special grade sorcerers that exist within the current Jujutsu era. Despite not affiliating herself with Jujutsu High because of a conflict of interest, Yuki Tsukumo does her best to familiarize herself with their actions, and does make sure to collect her paycheck to fund her travels across the world. Yuki disagrees with the higher-ups' method of creating a cursed spirit-free world, and therefore chooses to set off on her own journey of research. At some point in her travels, Yuki meets a young 3rd grader named Aoi Todo that shows potential as a sorcerer, and through harsh training that scars his face for life, she turns Todo into one of the best grade 1 sorcerers out there. One of the biggest things Yuki imparted onto Todo is his outspoken, shameless, and unapologetic acceptance of the self. One of the most necessary things for a sorcerer is self-indulgence, which rewards those with extroverted and selfish tendencies. The question, "What kind of girls are you into?" actually originates from Yuki Tsukumo herself. Yuki believes the correct way to save society from cursed spirits is to break humanity away from cursed energy entirely, basing this hypothesis off of the superhuman qualities granted to those who achieve an absolute zero amount of it, such as Toji Fushiguro or Maki Zenin. It's for this reason that she opposes Kenjaku and his plan to maximize cursed energy in the world, having her once again partner up with Jujutsu High and the immortal Tengen. Yuki Tsukumo is actually pretty closely related to Tengen, being a former star plasma vessel. Although it's unclear if this means she's actually centuries old and Tengen then moved on from her as a vessel, or she outright denied her fate. The one thing that's unmistakable about Yuki is that she not only has the experience to back her special grade status up, she has extensive knowledge that not even the Jujutsu higher-ups are aware of. Speaking of which, originally, the higher-ups weren't even aware of Yuki Tsukumo's curse technique. However, they knew, just based off of her origins and cursed energy output levels, special grade was a rightful designation, as regardless of her innate technique, the massive amount of cursed energy, as well as her physical strength and combat abilities, are groundbreaking. Paired with her allied Shikigami/curse tool, Garuda, Yuki is capable of causing mass destruction and leveling entire areas with just melee combat. Garuda can also act independently, restraining opponents or distracting them with its own attacks. Her endurance is also remarkable, able to continue an offensive onslaught on an enemy despite her body being completely mangled and contorted beyond reasonable measure. Yuki Tsukumo's talent with reverse curse technique also shines strong as well, as she can regenerate completely from this state without exhausting much of her cursed energy. And reverse curse technique is barely the starting point for Yuki Tsukumo's mastery over sorcery, which extends even further to strong barrier techniques like simple domain, or even having a domain expansion of her own, although unfortunately never being revealed. Yuki can switch between offense and defense skills like this without much cooldown or effort required. As a special grade, she outranks any sorcerer on this list just by her base stats and extensive skill in Jujutsu, but her curse technique is what completely elevates Yuki to godlike status. Known as Star Rage, Yuki Tsukumo's curse technique is the manipulation of the concept of mass. By adding virtual mass onto herself or her Shikigami Garuda, she can apply devastating amounts of force and power into her strikes, capable of vaporizing a special grade curse spirit and ripping the limbs off of an anomaly like Kenjaku, despite the latter's clear attempt at blocking the attack. Yuki herself claims she has to be very careful with the amount of mass she adds, as if she were to go overboard, she could effectively doom all of reality, as shown when she creates a black hole on herself by literally breaking the laws of physics with the overwhelming amount of mass she added onto herself. This black hole would have destroyed the entire world had it not been kept contained by Yuki's own final will, as well as Lord Tengen's barrier.